Are you
A
ready?
lot more people than York.
There are, yeah. You ready?
Right, yes, go.
Where's your?
Okay, so David Attenborough is one of my heroes. I absolutely love him. And he's recently done a programme none of you see called Natural Curiosities. He takes two animals that seem quite different and shows the similarity they have. So I'm going to attempt something similar. I am a zoologist, so I do sort of have some background in this, but I am by no means as eloquent as David Attenborough is, so please don't shoot that. Have you used the correct slides? Because this was my old one.
Oh, we'll have to go with what we got then.
Oh, we'll see what we got. Okay. So, who knows? Right, okay, so this is the sand tiger shark, also known as the nurse shark. Now, they hang around shorelines quite a lot. They're fairly placid. There's a story that we heard, though, of a scientist who was dissecting one. And while he was dissecting the womb, he got bitten by something. Now, further research into this has shown that what it is that the embryos, all in the womb, there's lots of them to start off with, and the biggest one then eats all the rest of them. In the next slide, you'll see they are nasty little looking buggers, really. There you go. So then that one eats all the rest of them, and it's the only one to be born. It's to do with natural selection starting really early on. So, yeah, you want one of those. So, the next one, if you're talking unusual births, you have to talk about aphids. Now, aphids are bane of most gardeners. They can produce up to 41 generations in a season, and that's a single female. And that's because they reproduce asexually, so they don't have to have sex, and they just produce live clones of themselves. And these live young can sometimes be born already pregnant. So that's 3 generations in one of aphids. Now, talking about aphids, I then go on to have to link to ants, because there is a species of ant that actually farm aphids. And by farm them, I mean that they collect them all up in one place, they train them to produce honeydew when they get stroked by their antennae, and it is a mutualistic relationship. So these aphids, they get protection from different predators, like ladybirds and things. They get moved onto the best plants, and if there's bad weather, they get moved under cover, and they get moved into different locations, and sometimes the colony to protect them. It's not all good though for the aphids. They have found recently that the ants actually drug them to stop them leaving and to stop their wings growing so they can't fly off. Now, this is where I don't know where the slides are going to go, so we'll have to see which slide it is. Oh, we're okay, we're on my first slide, okay? Sorry if we went to the other one. So, these are leaf cutter ants. Everyone's seen this picture. But if you didn't know, they don't actually eat these leaves. They chew them up, and this makes fertiliser, and they grow their own fungus. They also farm. And I think this is pretty cool, because we think we're the only sort of farmers. The queen takes off, and she takes cuttings when she starts a new colony, and they protect them. They've got antibiotics that grow on their back to protect the fungus from different bugs and things and microbes. Right, a slight jump now. If anyone saw my very first presentation, I have a weird obsession with weird animal mating habits. Please don't judge me. So this is an anglerfish. This is a female anglerfish. All anglerfish you'll have ever seen are female. I know this because this is the male. He's tiny in comparison. He literally cannot live without the female. He's not. He doesn't physiologically can't eat or do much without them. They smell the female, and once they found a female, they bite her on her side and release enzymes and dissolve into her. So he becomes a part of her. He literally becomes a pair of balls on her side, producing sperm whenever she needs it. Some are monogamous, but quite a few of them have up to 8 males attached to them at any one time. So this is the praying mantis. Now the praying mantis, once the male starts mating with the female turns around and starts to eat the male's head. It's called sexual cannibalism. Rather than this putting the male off though, it actually makes him go faster. It's to do with the controls that are in the abdomen, not in the head, and to do with like a last, like if I'm going to die, I'm going to go out, with a bang. So slight jump again. This is a tardigrade. Not many people might have seen these, but they're everywhere, and by everywhere, literally mean everywhere. They're called extremophiles. They're also known as moss piglets, which I think is quite cute. They can live in the top of the Himalayas, in the deepest, darkest ocean. They've been to space and survived. They can live 10 years without food and water, up to boiling hot water, down to near absolute zero. They are amazing. It's because they dehydrate themselves, so they don't have much water, but so few people know about them. And I think so few people know about different weird things about animals and all the different varieties of ways that they live and die and reproduce. I think everyone should learn as much as they can. Thank you very much.